Some people get knocked down and never get back up. Others get knocked down and somehow they rise higher than before. What separates them isn't luck. It's not even intelligence. It's attitude. A positive mental attitude, or PMA, is not just thinking happy thoughts. It's not about pretending everything is okay when it's not. PMA is a mindset, a lens you choose to wear when looking at the world. It's the quiet, stubborn belief that no matter what happens, you still have the power to respond with strength. It's about choosing growth even in pain, choosing courage even in fear, and choosing forward even when life is trying to hold you back. The phrase positive mental attitude was first made popular by Napoleon Hill. You might know him as the author of Think and Grow Rich. But long before social media made the idea trendy, Hill taught that success, real success, begins in the mind. He said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But that belief doesn't just show up. It's trained. It's built. It's chosen, often in the fire. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Doesn't this sound like that fake positivity stuff? You know, the whole just be positive thing when someone is clearly going through hell? Let's be clear, that's not what PMA is. Toxic positivity says just smile even when your heart is breaking. PMA says yes, this is hard, but I'm not powerless. Toxic positivity shuts down real emotions. PMA helps you feel them but not be ruled by them. PMA doesn't deny reality. It confronts it with resilience, with purpose, and with a mindset that says, I can't always control what happens, but I will always control how I respond. Take Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison. Most people would come out bitter, broken, and angry. But Mandela? He came out with vision, with peace, with a mindset that literally reshaped a nation. That's not positivity. That's power. Or take Nick Vujicic, born without arms and legs, bullied, rejected, fell into depression. But today he speaks around the world not as a victim but as proof of what's possible. His life screams the message, your attitude is more powerful than your appearance, your bank account, or even your circumstances. That's what a positive mental attitude looks like. It's not about having everything together. It's about holding on to belief even when everything feels like it's falling apart. A PMA doesn't make life easier. It makes you stronger. And in a world full of chaos, that strength is your edge. It's what keeps you grounded when life spins. It's what keeps you climbing when others give up. And here's the secret. You don't have to be a millionaire or motivational speaker to develop it. You just have to decide that your mind is your responsibility. Because the moment you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your life. Most people think attitude is just a personality trait. They say, I'm just not a positive person, as if it's something you're either born with or not. But here's the truth, science says otherwise. Your mindset is not fixed. Your attitude is not permanent. In fact, your brain is designed to change. It's called neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't a hardwired machine. It's more like clay shaped by your thoughts, habits, and repeated beliefs. Every time you think a thought, especially a strong, emotional one, you're strengthening a neural pathway. Think the same negative thoughts long enough and they become the default. But here's the good news. You can rewire your brain. With intention, with repetition, and with what psychologists call a growth mindset. One of the leading voices on this is Dweck, a professor at Stanford University. She spent decades studying why some people succeed while others stall even when they have the same talent. Her research led to the idea of two core mindsets, fixed and growth. A fixed mindset says, this is just who I am. I can't change. A growth mindset says, I may not be there yet, but I can grow. I can learn. I can improve. And guess which one leads to resilience? To higher achievement? To stronger relationships, better leadership, and yes, greater success? The growth mindset, every time. In one of her studies, Dweck worked with school children. She found that the kids who were praised for their effort rather than their intelligence performed better, took on harder tasks, and bounced back faster from failure. Why? Because their belief system wasn't built on talent. It was built on progress. And belief in progress is fuel for a positive mental attitude. Now combine that with the work of Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology. Seligman spent years studying what makes humans thrive, not just survive. He discovered that 3 traits tend to predict resilience and long-term well-being: optimism, gratitude, agency, or the belief that your actions matter. Let's break that down. Optimism is not about wishful thinking. It's the ability to look at setbacks and still believe the future can be better. Seligman calls it learned optimism because it's not a gift. It's a skill, something you can train your brain to do even if you've been through hell. Gratitude shifts your attention from what's lacking to what's present, from chaos to clarity. Research shows that people who practice gratitude even for 5 minutes a day experience better sleep, stronger immune systems, and higher levels of dopamine and serotonin. These are the same chemicals that fight anxiety, depression, and stress. Gratitude literally rewires your brain for peace. And then there's agency, the belief that your life isn't just happening to you. It's responding to you. When you believe your actions make a difference, you show up differently. You try again. You speak up, you endure, and you stay consistent, not because things are easy, but because you know your mindset gives you power. Now here's the kicker. A positive mental attitude doesn't just help your mood. It affects your performance, your health, even your income. Studies from Harvard and the University of Pennsylvania found that optimistic people are more likely to land better jobs, get promoted faster, earn more over time, recover from illness quicker, and maintain stronger relationships. It's not magic. It's mindset. When you believe things can change, you take steps. When you believe you're capable, you try. And when you fall, you don't see failure as final. You see it as feedback. That's what the science tells us. That how you think literally changes how you live. Your brain listens to your self-talk. Your body follows your beliefs. Your future bends in the direction of your attitude. So the real question is not, is a positive attitude worth it? The real question is, can you afford not to have one? Let's be honest for a moment. It's easy to talk about staying positive when life is good, when money's flowing, when your relationships are smooth, when you're healthy, focused, and winning. But what about when life isn't working? When you're waking up tired and going to bed discouraged? When the people you thought would be there disappeared? When your plans fell apart again? That's where this really counts. Because developing a positive mental attitude doesn't mean pretending things are okay. It means building a mindset that can withstand the storm and walk through it with clarity and courage. So how do you actually do that? Let's break this down with some practical, doable habits, especially when life feels heavy. 1. Journaling. Your mind needs a mirror. When your world is noisy, journaling becomes therapy. It's not just writing, it's processing. By putting your thoughts on paper, you create space between you and your emotions. Try this. Every morning or evening, ask yourself 3 things. What am I feeling right now? What's one thing I'm grateful for? What's one thought I need to reframe today? This helps you spot negative loops and gives you a choice: keep reacting or start reshaping. 2. Reframing. Shift the narrative. Life doesn't always change, but your lens can. Reframing means looking at the same situation from a higher perspective. Instead of, why is this happening to me? Try, what might this be teaching me? Your brain listens to the story you tell. And when the story changes, your energy, attitude, and actions follow. 3. Surround yourself with the right people. You cannot build an unshakable mind in a toxic environment. Energy is contagious. Mindsets are transferable. If you're constantly around people who complain, criticize, and catastrophize, it'll wear you down. So choose your circle like your future depends on it. Because it does. Get around people who speak life, not just facts. People who remind you who you are, especially when you forget. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. 4. Daily declarations. Say it until you see it. This might sound cheesy to some, but it's backed by psychology. Your words shape your identity. Start speaking truth even before you feel it. Look in the mirror and declare, I have what it takes. I'm growing through this. My emotions do not control my decisions. I don't chase peace, I carry it. Say it daily. Say it boldly. Until your nervous system begins to believe it. When life feels like it's collapsing, anchor yourself in this mental habit. 1. Control your thoughts. Not every thought deserves your attention. You can't stop thoughts from coming, but you can stop them from staying. Interrupt the negative spiral with one powerful phrase. Is this thought serving me or sabotaging me? 2. Challenge your beliefs. Ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Where did I learn this belief? What might be a more empowering way to look at this? Most beliefs were inherited, not chosen. You get to choose now. 3. Choose your response. Between every trigger and your reaction, there's a gap. That gap is your power. Don't just react, respond. You may not control what's happening around you, but you always control how you show up in it. Let me leave you with this. Life won't always feel good, but your mindset can still be good. Your attitude isn't a reaction, it's a decision. And the more you choose it, the stronger it gets. Every day is a chance to build your inner world while the outer world catches up. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, journal once a day. Reframe one negative thought. Say 3 declarations out loud. And spend 5 minutes with someone or something that lifts you higher. Do that for a week and tell me your mind doesn't feel stronger. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who's fighting through a hard season. Let them know they're not alone. And hey, if this helped you at all, like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more honest, practical content like this. We're building unbreakable minds together.